What's up, all you samurai out there? I'm Duuz-Diz-Din, coming at you with another chapter review of Samurai 8. This time it's chapter 4, titled Fighting with Dad, which seems to be all that Hachimaru's relationship with his dad actually is. And am I the only one who's bothered by the fact that we just keep calling him Hachimaru's father? Like, I'm literally looking at the wiki, and that's what he's called, Hachimaru's father. Like, there either is something really important about his name, or Kishimoto's just being lazy. I'm like, when are we gonna learn this dude's name? But regardless, we see Hachimaru and Hayataru flying through the skies of their world, feeling the breeze, enjoying the freedom. Like, dude, really, if I had a dog robot thingy that could just fly off into the sky at any point, I would totally do the same thing. Like, I'm gonna love seeing this animated, because just flying scenes, well animated flying scenes, are fantastic. It's why I love How to Train Your Dragon and stuff along those lines. Just fantastic. And Hachimaru even thinks about possibly trying to go up into the stars, which Hayataru's just like, yeah bro, I can't do that. But he's just kind of laughing it off and just like, that's funny. People below probably don't even know what we actually are. But then we cut back to the more tense scene between Hachimaru's father and Daruma. And Daruma notes that Hachimaru's dad doesn't really seem to be frightened by the fact that Daruma pulled this weapon on him. Not to mention, Hachimaru's dad starts to kind of notice exactly who Daruma might be. You know, noting the fact that Daruma doesn't seem to be just some old samurai. The hilt of his sword seems to be something very specific, and you know, as a samurai, he should properly introduce himself. You know, the old costumes of the old world of samurai. And once Daruma reveals who he truly is, and you know, the identity of him being having full mastery over the Vajrayska fighting style, that means nothing to me. Once again, we're getting that exposition that's just like, that means nothing to me. I don't understand the significance of this. You are telling me things as if I should be impressed, despite the fact that I have no knowledge about what any of this truly is. And apparently, Hachimaru's father knows who Daruma truly is. This legendary samurai who had this wolf holder and went around killing a thousand people. But it's just like, did he kill 1,000 people who were evil? Did he kill 1,000 good people? Because the reaction Hachimaru's dad has from here on out is just like, it's more of respect than of fear. So it's just like, killed 1,000 bad people then, right? So it's just like all this exposition that just has no true meaning at the end of the day. It's interesting and I'm interested to know more, but you're not giving me much of a reason to want to know more. And even Daruma kind of snaps back on Hachimaru's dad like, you know a lot of things about samurai. Why are you pretending that you're not something that you obviously are? There's something you're hiding. But I'll tell you the truth. You know, I am looking for something that will save this whole planetary belt from annihilation. And there are specific ways to stop it. Specifically, a certain box with 7 keys that will hopefully unlock it and lead to the saving of this galaxy. I have been roaming the galaxy looking for the box and the keys, and it's been 50 years since I started searching, and I have, I've come up short. And, you know, Hachimaru's dad realizes that Hachimaru is one of those 7 keys, but his dad is having none of this. He's like, no, you're not, I'm not letting my boy go with you or anything like that. But Daruma's more concerned about the fact that Hachimaru's dad doesn't seem shocked by any of this revelation. He doesn't seem like it's just like, oh, I never knew. It's more like, yeah, I'm not letting this happen. So he knows something is up. But Daruma's dad is Hachimaru's dad, is having none of this. He's just like, no, nothing is happening to my son. He's not going anywhere. He's going to stay here and be protected. But Daruma's just like, listen, I was drawn to him as if through a magnetic pull. The god Akala must have guided me here to your son. That's the reason why Hachimaru was able to become a samurai, because he was destined to protect this galaxy. So we're getting into the destiny and mythical fate and the, call to adventure and all that. It's just like, Hachimaru, you will become one of the greatest samurai out in the universe. And Daruma tells Hachimaru's dad, look, have more confidence in your boy. He no longer needs to be chained here. But Hachimaru's dad continues not to want to hear anything of it. And this is tabled when Hachimaru arrives back on the scene and kind of berates his son for, going off and not coming back so late. But Hachimaru talks about the fact that he's met a friend and he had so much fun and all the various different stuff he's seen, and he wants to go back out again. But Hachimaru's dad is just really being very abstinent about this stuff. They're like, you just win. You can't go out again. But Hachimaru, as someone who has been cooped up for most of his life, yeah, he wants to go out. He wants to explore. He now has a freedom he's never known before. But, despite the fact that now Hachimaru is a lot more powerful and capable than he's ever been before, Hachimaru's dad is just not really protective. He wants to protect his son from everything and anything. And he feels that the outside world is too dangerous. And Hachimaru, being, kind of justifiably not in the know about why his dad is being like this, starts to kind of suggest that the reason that why his portable life support system was never finished was because his dad had no intention of letting him go to the outside. He just wanted to keep him restrained. And it's just like, Dad, you just don't understand. And we have this awkward silence between all of them. And, his son gives a point. And it's just like, look, haven't you ever just thought of just flying the skies? Just going out and being happy, exploring? And, this creates a very nice situation, because I feel like Kishimoto is drawing from his life as a dad, just being a kind of almost overbearing father. You want to protect your child, but some parents need to understand that confining your child, never letting them live their best life, and all of that kind of stuff, it creates a more rebellious spirit within your child. It's just going to force them out, because they're going to want to do all this stuff that they would have normally never done if you had just allowed them to start making their own decisions. Be an advisor to your child sometimes. Don't hold them back from things that in certain situations shouldn't actually be harmful to them. And, Hashimaru's dad ultimately kind of gives up on the whole situation. It's just like, yeah, just stay close to home. And, Dharma, I want you out. And, Hachimaru is just like, no, you gotta talk to him, get him to understand and all that. And once alone, Hachimaru's dad thinks back to a time when Hachimaru would watch stuff of people just going out, flying the skies, exploring and all that. And when he actually would ask Hachimaru if he wants to do that, Hachimaru, who kind of gave up on that notion to a certain extent, to say, no, I would never want to do any of that. That's dangerous. Who knows what would happen? I'm not a little kid anymore who dreams of simple stuff like that. But naturally he does. He does dream of some stuff along those lines. But then we get this flash of some person who's just like, oh, I will find you one day. So, obviously, Hachimaru's dad is hiding from someone specific. There's definitely something deeper going on here that we're just not aware of. And while Hachimaru feels a little bit bad about talking to his dad that way, he understands that, his dad's kind of right. The outside world is fairly dangerous. But he starts to wonder, it's just like, well, maybe he'd stop worrying if I got a little bit stronger or something along those lines. So it's not that Hachimaru doesn't love or care about his dad, it's just that he wishes his dad would trust him more. Which, yeah, any kid like that would feel that way. It's just like, have confidence in me. It's just like, have confidence in the way that you raised me. I understand that I'm not this person that I was before. Let me go out and make my own decisions, make my own mistakes, live my own life, all that good stuff. And a little kid's gonna be that way. You gotta start, letting go of the tether and letting the child explore and do their own things, make their own mistakes, or they'll never truly learn. And Daruma starts to kind of perk up once again after pretending to fall asleep. It's just like, look, as a samurai, you have to make your own decisions. And then he asks for Hachimaru's favorite number. Hachimaru says that, well, 8, because it's in my name, Hachi. And so Daruma does this delayed strike that takes about 8 seconds for it to finally, kick in. And when Hachimaru wonders how he was able to do something like that, Daruma says, hey, that's my sword style, the Vajrayakasa. I'm probably butchering that name, but it says it's that style silent cut. With that move, you'll be able to set a kind of time frame for when something actually is cut. But I'll repeat myself. A samurai decides for themselves. After a certain point, I'm going to leave here. And if you wish for me to teach you that fighting style, step over this line that I cut in the ground. If you do so, however, you will not be able to live with your father anymore. Which, ultimately, I feel that Hachimaru thinks it'll be more of, I'll be able to go and live my own life. Daruma is obviously leaving a lot of things out, but Hachimaru decides that he wants to go stronger, that way he doesn't have to be forced to come back here. When a kid leaves home, and just explores the world, he should be able to come back on his own terms. And it's not that he wants to disrespect his father. It's not that he never wants to see his father again. It's just that he wants to be given the opportunity to grow, adapt, learn, become better, because his father is never going to allow that. And his father ultimately isn't giving the kid a good enough reason. If you want your child to listen, don't tell them it's because I said so. Give them a reason. Give them examples. Help them to understand why you should be listened to, because that's part of growing up. Having your own mind, your own ideas, developing, just becoming your own person. And Hachimaru is on that path. And ultimately, Hachimaru will probably regret this further down the line, as he's just not thinking this through. But at the end of the day, I can't, others have been like, man, this kid just decided to say, fuck his dad, just right off the bat and all that good stuff. But no, the kid's just not, he hasn't been given a good enough reason to just stay with his dad, to just live with his dad, to just do his own thing, to just stay behind and not explore the new freedom he's been given. But that's all I really have to say about this matter. I've heard a lot of people just kind of, ragging on Hachimaru for this decision, but I know there's a very specific point of view that you can see this out of and understand why Hachimaru was so quick to decide to leave. I don't blame the kid for this, but that's my thoughts on this episode, on this chapter. Tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about Hachimaru's decision to leave the nest for the most part? Do you blame Hachimaru for being so quick to leave his dad behind? Do you blame Daruma for possibly not giving Hachimaru all the information he needs to truly make this decision, because it's obvious he's just telling Hachimaru what he needs to do what he needs to know for Daruma's own ends? Or do you possibly blame the father for not giving enough reasons for why Hachimaru should stay behind and not go out into the wild world? Now, ultimately, how do you feel about the connections between parent and child, and when parents should start allowing their children more freedom and leeway to do their own things? Tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. If you liked this video, leave me a like. If you didn't, feel free to leave me a dislike and tell me what I did wrong in the comment section below. Subscribe and hit the bell icon, that way you never miss out on another Samurai 8 chapter review. And if you want to find me on social media, just Google Duuz-Diz-Din. I'm everywhere, for better or for worse. And until next time, just remember that you can always find freedom, but family, true family, is hard to come by. Always be honest with those you love and care for. I'm Duuz-Diz-Din, and I'm going to bed. Till next time.